I disagree. For whenever you play a monster, I can send this spell to my graveyard. It's called Intervention of Fate, and when it's sent to the graveyard, it allows me to activate a spell card from my hand.
He won in just one turn.
Not quite. Sartorius never had a turn, so he won in 0 turns.
Hey there everybody, it's finally time to talk about the final boss of Season 2 of GX. That's right, we are doing a deck profile on Sartorius and his Arcana Force monsters. Sartorius is one of the most interesting final bosses to come out of a, well I guess big enemy to come out of a Yu-Gi-Oh! GX show because honestly it's just a man possessed by some sort of creature known as the Light. And this Light has been telling his mind to do stuff, not unlike Dr. Octavius from the Spider-Man series, Doc Ock. It's like, what the hell's going on with you? Well, you see, I'm being mind controlled, and that's what's happening to Sartorius. Sartorius is a very weird character because he shows up at Duel Academy, and when you look at the show, you're like, oh, so is he coming to be a professor? No. Sartorius, despite the fact that he looks like he's 30 years old, comes to Duel Academy and is like, I'm gonna be a student. And the chancellors were like, okay. And he's like, I'm also gonna start my own dorm. And the chancellors were like, okay. And then he was like, also, I'm gonna start taking the best students from the other dorms and they're gonna come join my white dorm. And nobody batted an eye. When he called the dorm the white dorm, not a single person looked at him funny. I don't know why. You would think one, well, you know what? Bonaparte probably wouldn't, but you would think one of the chancellors would be like, yo, what? You can't do that, sir. But no. In fact, he got away with it. So he's a student that started his own dorm and was met with no resistance. He was just like, yep, go right ahead. Don't worry about it. We'll handle the paperwork. We'll tell the kids' parents. Yeah, your son's part of the white dorm. No, it's not what you think. It's actually worse. They're being possessed. No, oh, it kind of sounds the same? Oh, okay. Yeah, so Sartorius is a really dumb story in my opinion, but whenever something gets dumb in GX, that just means the dub's gonna make it funny. And it was. So I enjoyed watching Sartorius. He dueled many of the students in the show. He dueled Chaz, defeated. He dueled freaking, Tyranno Hasselberry, defeated him. He dueled Aster Phoenix, defeated him. He is a master at winning duels with the power of destiny and luck. And I'm not joking about that because let's show his stats. When it comes to Sartorius, he is the luck master. This deck is all about flipping coins because, well, technically it's about turning the card, but flipping coins because every single one of these monsters have the effect of, hey, when you summon this, flip a coin. Heads, you get a good effect usually. Tails, you get a bad effect usually. Although for some of the tribute monsters, it's more like, heads, you get a good effect. Tails, you get a somewhat funny effect that still might work. And yeah, that's exactly what we're dealing with here. So, and all of his spells and traps are also like luck-based cards. So, we finally ran into the guy that uses luck. And it's and this is the whole reason why I had to make the luck stat. So let's go ahead, because if I didn't make the luck stat, his deck would look like ass. Let's go ahead and look into what his deck can do. Starting with the attack stat. He has 2 monsters rocking 4K attack and 4K defense, but they both have a small weakness. You need to control 3 monsters and tribute those 3 monsters in order to special summon this card. Luckily, it's a special summon, but you do need to control 3 monsters to do it. So that is pretty rough. But they have 4,000 attack and 4,000 defense. That is pretty crazy. We can look at their effects too. Heads. This card can make a second attack during each battle phase, but if it does, using this effect changes defense position at the end of the battle phase, which does not matter because guess what? It has 4K defense. Tails. If this card is destroyed, destroy all cards on the field. Holy shit. Alright, so basically it's a win-win. Arcana Force, the Light Ruler. Heads. When this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle and sent to the graveyard, you can target one card in your graveyard and add that to your hand. Very nice. Tails. During either player's turn, when a spell, trap card, or monster effect that targets this card is activated, this card loses exactly 1,000 attack. You negate it. Oh, it's a Light and Darkness Dragon with Tails. Okay. But it has to be a targeted effect. Okay. Not bad. He has Arcana Force the World. 3,100 attack. Just enough to beat a Blue Eyes. 3,100 defense. When this card is summoned, toss coin. Heads. During your end phase, you can send 2 monsters you control to the graveyard to skip your opponent's turn. Tails. During your opponent's draw phase, at the top, add the top card of their graveyard to their hand instead of the card they're about to draw. Damn. Force the World is busted. He also has the Moon, 2,800 attack, 2,800 defense. I'm not going to keep reading effects, but there you go. He's got Temperance, 2,400 attack, 2,400 defense. He's got Hangman, 22. And then that's when the cards start getting weaker. His regular monsters that aren't tribute are kind of weak. But when it comes to attack stat, he is one of the heaviest hitters in this series, having 2 Obelisk the Tormentors, something that can outbeat a freaking Blue Eyes, something that is at the same power as God, what has 2,800 attack? An XYZ Dragon Cannon. And he's got a single tribute monster that's rocking the same attack stat as a Red Eyes Black Dragon. That's pretty freaking good. So overall, his deck is terrifying when it comes to the attack stat. But let's move on to the speed stat. That's where he has some trouble. Yes, these 2 are technically special summons. But these 2 special summons require 3 monsters, so that's not good. When it comes to speed, he's got... This card could steal an opponent's monster, I guess. Where is it? Pseudosaur could technically be considered speed since it's a field wipe. Light barriers, tactical. Yeah, he's slow as hell. I'm sorry, he's so slow. Alright, when it comes to Sartorius, he be a slow boy. He be a super slow boy. So, Sartorius, not very fast, guys. It's not his forte. He is super slow when it comes to stuff. When he wants to be tactical, he has to do it in a slow way. So, let's go ahead and move on to his skill stat. He does have skill. It's not the greatest skill, it's not the worst skill, but he does have skill. And the skill cards come from the fact that sometimes he can attack twice. He has some burn cards in here. Cards that can, I think this is the burn one, right? Tails, once per turn during your end phase, target one face of monster your opponent controls. Destroy that target. If you do, inflict damage equal to its attack on the field. Amazing. Amazing. Heads, target one face of monster you control, target that monster. And if you do, take damage equal to attack on the field. So it can be anti-burn as well. When it's both ways, it kind of cancels itself out, but it's a luck-based card. That's what happens. But he does have burn. He also has the magician card. Tails, when a spell card is activated, your opponent gains 500 life points. Or heads, when a spell card is activated, this card's attack becomes doubled, which is kind of nice. Yeah, he's got some anti-skill and skill in this deck. I would say overall, not too much skill. Not the most skilled guy, but he does have some straight up skill. I mean, skipping an opponent's turn, that's just brutal. Like, screw stalling, you're destroying with that kind of effect. So, overall, he does have some skill, he does have not some skill. It's kind of an awkward guy. Moving on to his defense stat. It's as high as his attack stat. Why? Because he has the same stats on all of his guys. Yeah. His defense stat is as high as his attack stat. They're all the same stats. So, boom. This man is the master of attack and defense. He is a beast when it comes to that stuff, which makes sense since he's the boss of the freaking show, season 2 at least. Then we move on to his luck stat, and he is the luck god. There are no lucky characters compared to, well, there are some luck-based characters, but there are no luck-based characters when compared to him. He is the master of luck. Every single one of his monsters have a flip effect. He has Suit of Sword, which is a flip coin effect. Flip coin effect. Flip coin effect. This helps with his luck, actually. Light Barrier helps with his luck, but it's still a luck-based card because you got to flip a coin. Second Coin Toss, it helps with your luck. Overall, luck man. He is the luck master. Sartorius, in the show, he always got exactly what he wanted because he said he was Destiny. Honestly, he was cheating, but he wasn't actually cheating, but he was cheating. Kind of like how Yamayugi always gets a Destiny draw, he always gets the card he wants. He always gets the effect he wants. That's just how it goes. So he is cheating. Sartorius, crazy guy. Everything is luck-based. Everything is a coin flip. Everything can be bad or good. His big boss monsters, usually it's either they're both good, but when it comes to like the smaller monsters like Hangman and below, it's usually a good effect and a bad effect. So it should be interesting to see how it goes. Moving on to his brick stat. This deck is going to brick a lot. These cards, bricks, brick, brick. Not too bricky, but still brick. Not too bricky, but still brick. Not too bricky, but still brick. Not bricky, not bricky, not bricky, not bricky, not bricky. Suit of Sword, not bricky, but goddamn, can it hurt you? Reversal of Fate, if you keep getting the correct effects, these can be considered bricks. Light Barrier, not bricky. Second Coin Toss, brick. And overall, I mean, not bricky. Overall, his bricks just come from the heavy amount of strong monsters in his deck, and you know, the fact that some of his monsters like the Fool can end up screwing himself over where he can't tribute monsters, making his deck even more bricky. Overall though, he's not the best when it comes to brick, not the worst. I've seen worse people with the bricks, people with worse brick stats. Overall, when it comes to Sartorius, just remember this: he is the attack god. He's not the strongest attacker because Zane Truesdale exists, but he's an attack god. He's a defense god. I don't know if anybody can match him in defense. And he is a luck master. There is nobody luckier than him, I think. But there is nobody luckier than him this season. He has too many luck-based cards. He is going to be unstoppable when it comes to that. Overall, when it comes to potential of winning the tournament, though, that's where I gotta dive into some interestingness, because you're all human. You don't have Sartorius's powers. You don't have my powers. If you guys seen me with a luck-based deck, I'm actually a god, but you don't have my powers either. You're just regular people. So I don't know how to rate this deck, because it's either going to be one of the strongest decks in the freaking tournament, depending on your luck stat, or it's going to be one of the weakest, horrible decks in the tournament, depending on your luck stat. But granted, he does have 5 cards to help out. He's got Second Coin Toss, Reversal of Fates, and Light Barriers to help out. But if you get a bad Suit of Sword, or if you get a bad effect on one of these monsters, it can completely screw you over and cost you one of the 3 duels you need to win. So I think he is a tournament contender, but I can't give him, even though his stats are so high, I can't give him a great bit of confidence, because I don't have confidence in all of your guys' luck stats. I don't know who's going to play as Sartorius, but you better be good at luck, because if you are not good at luck, you're going to lose horribly. Alright? Alright. That's going to be it for the Sartorius. I'm going to give him a potential of a straight up 3 stars. If you're amazing, you can get a full 5 stars out of him. And if your luck is terrible, he's like a 1-star character. But I'm going to give him a 3 stars. He's just right there. He's not the middle. He's a little above the middle. He can be a tournament winner, but damn is it going to be difficult. Overall, I say Sartorius is going to be a fun deck to watch in this tournament. And the Arcana Force cards are going to be really cool. So, see y'all next time. Bye-bye, and please remember to like and subscribe.